What's up, guys? So in this video, I'm gonna be talking about planting your garden in a way that you are going to get flowers all season long. And so this is something that if you are a new gardener, you may completely skip over this section. You may completely forget about this, or just not know about this, or just not even think about this. But it's something that if you plan out right and you plant your garden accordingly, you would just have flowers all season long, right? So if you're new into gardening and you go out and you just buy a bunch of daffodils or a bunch of tulips, say that's your favorite flower is tulips, and you plant them in your garden, and in the fall time and in the springtime, you start seeing all these beautiful tulips and daffodils, but very soon those are going to be gone and you're not gonna have any flowers in your garden. And so that's not really what you want to do. You really want to have flowers all season long. Now, that being said, obviously this is your canvas. When you're doing a flower garden, there's some principles that you may want to think about, but it is your canvas. So if you really do just want a bunch of tulips and nothing else, then go for it, right? Then go for it. The beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. It is your garden. Let me say that first. But when you are planting a garden, and if you are new, you might just completely forget or just not know or just not even think about this, and that is bloom time. So, for example, in the early spring, you're going to get daffodils and tulips and grape hyacinths and irises, lily of the valleys. You're gonna get all these flowers starting to bloom, and it's going to be amazing, right? There's still snow on the ground here in Louisville, Kentucky, yet I'm seeing some of these daffodils pop up, and it just gets you ready for spring. It gets you ready for spring and summer and for the growing season, and it's super, super exciting to see those pop up. And so, that list of flowers that I just named, you're going to get these super early spring beautiful flowers in your garden. But after those die back, what you really want is some new flowers taking their place. And so some, early summer flowers that start blooming, you can have columbine, you can have purple cone flowers, which is a beautiful, beautiful flower. And when I'm mentioning these flowers, they go across seasons, right? So even if I say this is a flower that blooms early summer, that doesn't mean that it won't still have blooms in the late summer and even to early fall. A lot of these flowers do have a long bloom time, and if you prune them correctly, you can have even a longer bloom time. So this is a very general thing, right? It's a very general idea of the principle of planting things that have different bloom times, so you have your garden looking fresh all season long, right? From early spring to late fall. So yeah, like I was saying, some of the earlier summer ones, like the purple cone flowers, the dianthus, hyssop is a pretty early summer flower, anise hyssop, and foxgloves. Those are just a couple. And I know that there's hundreds of more flowers out there, but I'm kind of just giving you guys an idea of some of them. So those will start blooming, they will start growing and blooming as kind of like the next wave of color and pop in your garden. And then eventually those are going to kind of die back. Even though some of them that I just named do have a long bloom time, they are going to die back, and you're gonna have your later summer, midsummer to late summer, early fall flowers, right? And so in my climate, in my zone, in my area, those are gonna be salvia, ironweed. You're gonna have even your crepe myrtle is gonna bloom a little bit later than the, early summer flowers. you're going to have New England asters and black-eyed Susans that are going to have that midsummer to late summer to early fall flowers. And you're going to get that next wave that's going to bring you into the fall time. Now, with the winter, obviously, it's a little bit harder to have winter flowers, but you can still have some winter interest if you like. Now, I'm not a huge shrub guy. I just like my flowers and my veggies personally more than I like a lot of the shrubs out there. But for you guys that want a winter interest, a lot of this grass, you know, there is a lot of taller grass. There's even native grasses out there, and that you can plant in your garden to give a winter interest. There's a lot of shrubs that you can plant to have a winter interest. Winterberry, that is one that has a winter interest, and if you get the female, you're gonna have these red, little red berries on it, and when it snows, it does look pretty cool. And so that is going to have a little bit of winter interest in the winter. But the point of this video, and just kind of recap and go over it, is when you are planting your garden, when you are getting ready to plant your garden, whether that's in the fall time or early spring or really whenever you're doing it, make sure to think about that. Make sure to think about the bloom time on the flower, because when your season starts, when the flowers start to bloom, you really want that full season of early spring, your garden looks beautiful, and even in the late fall, your garden still looks gorgeous and things are still blooming and producing flowers. It would just make your garden, lengthier. Just extend the season of your flower garden so you have things blooming all year. So if you're new into gardening, don't forget that. Make sure you make that mental note in your head. Check the bloom time, and because when the season does come, you are going to be able to see a lot more beautiful flowers for a longer period of time. And so, until next video, I will see you guys next time. I will see you guys also in a garden spring 2025. Let's grow together and keep on growing.